Okay, let me consider another example. So here in this example, you are given another table which contains again the market prices of different bonds, coupon rates, time to maturity, and face values. So just like as we did in the previous example, in order to calculate the zero rates, you can start with the shortest time to maturity. And in this case, this bond is $98. So it has premium of $2. So you can simply write 2 times ln of 1 plus, this is your return from this investment. And this is now, since we take the ln, this is in continuous compounding, this yields us about 4% per year. And once we are done with the first zero rate, for which is 6 months in this case, we can move on to the next one, which is the 1 year zero rate. And this one is also zero coupon payment, and it has market price of $95. So you have actually $5 return for your investment of $95. And this corresponds to about 5.13% return per year. And similarly, now for the third zero rate, which is for 1.5 years, you can write the cash flow, and in this case the coupon rate is 6.2%, so that means every 6 months you will get $3.1, and use the previous zero rates that we bootstrapped for the half year and 1 year, and the remaining is the zero rate for 1.5 years. And you can solve this equation easily with respect to this R, and that gives you the zero rate for the 1.5 year maturity. And finally, in this example, the longest time to maturity is 2 years, so we will stop at the 2 years. And again, you apply the cash flow, the discounted using the previous zero rates that we bootstrapped for the half year, 1 year, and 1.5 years. And unknown is now the 2 year zero rate. So if you do this, you can calculate that the zero rate for 2 years is about 13.17%. Now, the question is actually asking several things here. I'm going to show you part A and B, and just like I could show in the Excel example, you can calculate the par yields very easily, and part D also can be done just by the similar method I used in the Excel file. So please check those to solve part C and D on your own. And for the forward rates, we can again use our zero rates because the forward rates are implied by the zero rates. And you can use our formula. So let me remind you what's the formula. So the forward rate is basically going to be calculated from this difference, and you need to divide by the difference in the maturities. So if you have 2 zero rates, that is for the maturity T1, and the other zero rate R2 is for the maturity T2. And now we are writing the formula. So this is the formula to get the forward rate from time T1 to time T2. Okay, from T1 to T2. So we have already derived our zero rates, and in order to calculate the first forward rate, which is basically for 6 months to 12 months. In other words, we are interested in the interest rate in the future after 6 months, and we will deposit our money for another 6 months, starting from the 6 month all the way to 12 months. And similarly, we can calculate the other forward rates. And we can apply our formula. We already know what's the zero rate for the 12 months, which is 0.0513. So you multiply this with the maturity, which is 1 year, and subtract the zero rate for the 6 months, which is given by 0.0404 times T1, which is 0.5. And then you need to take the difference in time, which is half year. So this is 0.5. So this gives you something around 6.22%. And you can follow the same idea, the same formula, and you can calculate the forward rate from year 1 to year 1.5. So you can see that this is the spot rate, the zero rate for 1.5 year maturity investment, and this is the zero rate for the 1 year maturity investment here. And you can calculate this difference and divide by 0.5. And finally, in order to calculate the forward rate from time 1.5 year to 2 years, you will use these two consecutive values. So this is the spot rate for a 2-year investment, and the difference you calculate is the spot rate for the 1.5-year investment, and you can divide this by, again, the time difference, which is all the same 0.5 years in these examples. So you get the forward rate as 0.1761, or in other words, something close to 18%. So please try to do part C and D on your own. You can refer to the Excel example that I provided. Thank you.